Hospital Porters, Pride and Dignity, stop the New World Order. Welcome to Panwo TV. Like it's, our time is 8 minutes past 10 in the morning. It's Thursday, the 20th of December 2012 AD. And I'm walking through University Parks in Oxford. I've been for a little stroll this morning because I needed to do some thinking. I'm actually sort of on my way to the city centre to catch my coach to Nottingham to see her staying. I'm going to spend Christmas with her this year. Now, I am. This film. I'm not sure what title I'm going to give it yet. It's probably something like My 2012 Experience or something like that. It's completely ad-libbed. I've got no script. If I can't think of anything to say, I'll just switch off and carry on later. Right. But basically, tomorrow. Well, actually, not tomorrow. It's in a few minutes. Is going to be the 21st of December 2012, and that is the day where the Mayan calendar changes over. If you watch my video Mayan calendar 1 week to go, I'll put a link in the description box as per her Panwo TV tradition. You will see exactly what I mean. And I've decided to come this way because it's very nice, it's very pleasant. There's quicker ways of getting into town from where I live. I usually got the river actually, but I sort of decided to go this way. As you see, it's 10 past 10 in the morning. Now, this is not, you see it says inactive use sim there. This doesn't work, this mobile phone. I just use it as a clock, as I'm using it today. And someone got a bit upset with me actually the other day, a friend of mine, because they thought I'm withholding my mobile phone number from them, but I'm not. This just doesn't work. I'm not using a mobile phone anymore. I just keep this for playing radio shows and things on. Now, the reason I say it's in a few minutes is going to be 21st of December 2012, because of course, as you all know, I mean, I'm in Britain under Greenwich Mean Time, and the 21st of December 2012 begins, well, it begins at midnight, doesn't it? Well, no, not if you're thinking about the entire world, because I mean, a single day, a single date lasts an entire 24 hours, but only for one part of the world, a specific part of the world. But for the entire world, it actually lasts a lot longer because the world is divided into time zones, which line up behind the international date line, which is, oh, look at that. Oh, smells lovely. This is a weir in University Parks. This is Mesopotamia. I've filmed here before last year when I did my Remembrance Sunday special. As I said, all the time zones line up behind the date line, which is an imaginary line drawn across the centre of the Pacific Ocean between the North and South Poles. And so basically the 21st December 2012 begins when that date line crosses, when the first time zone crosses that date line, which is usually about 12 hours before the Greenwich Mean Time zone does, which is on the Greenwich Meridian. The date line roughly follows the 180th meridian, opposite the Greenwich time zone. Now, I did a video called It's Now 2012 on New Year's Day, if you remember, and I made a little mistake. I said that Kiribati in the Pacific was the first place to hit the date line. It's not. I was forgetting New Zealand summertime. See, New Zealand summertime is 1 hour ahead of the 12-hour plus time zone, so it's 1 hour ahead of Kiribati. And what's more, there's one part of New Zealand called Chatham Island, which is a little remote island in the Pacific, which is part of New Zealand, but it's a long way to the east of New Zealand. Is actually an extra 45 minutes ahead. So basically, so this basically means that the 21st of December, the first place on Earth to hit to experience the 21st of December when it becomes midnight is Chatham Island in the Pacific Ocean, and that is in approximately 2 minutes time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, when this hits 14, I'm going to start the stopwatch. Go to the stopwatch settings, right? Right, tools, stopwatch, and then I'll know, because I can't get seconds on this clock. So the moment it hits 14, I'm going to start the stopwatch. Come on. I must get it right, because this damn thing. Right, that's it. I don't want it to sort of like fade out, and then we'll know. I know the exact moment it becomes the 21st of December 2012 for some time in the world. What will happen after that? Here we go. So I have to keep doing this, otherwise you get this screensaver kicks in. And this thing. I hope you can see this. I synchronised the clock to the Greenwich Mean Signal last night, and it's about maybe just a fraction of a second slow, but there we are, 14, right, start. Okay, so it's about a second slow. Counting down now. As soon as that hits 60, or about 61, because I think I was about a second late, it will be the 21st of December 2012 on Chatham Island. What happened then is the midnight time will head east. It'll head into New Zealand in 45 minutes. So 11 AM it will be 21st December 2012 in New Zealand summertime. Then it will head in. Then Kiribati and experiences it, and also Andia, which is a town on the eastern coast of Russia near the Bering Straits in Siberia. That's the next place. That's 12 hours ahead. So they will experience the 21st of December 2012 on we're nearly there. Have a count. That's it. 9. Sorry, 8, 9, 8. So it's not exact. It's about a second out. So I couldn't get it exact. That's it. We've done it. It is now officially the 21st of December 2012. Of course, here it's 10:15 in the morning here in Britain, but we're obviously, as time progresses, by midnight tonight, the clocks are going to change here as well, and the date will change here. People on Chatham Island are now on the Mayan end date. Oh, it's you have to watch my Mayan calendar special for sort of background to this. Mayan calendar 1 week to go, but basically it's I did a radio show. I'll put that link in the description box to that as well, called, if you go to Hopanmo Radio, it's called 2012 Mayan calendar special. I interview Andy Thomas, whom I think all of you probably heard of at some point, because everyone in the truth movement has come across Andy Thomas at some point. He's very, very a veteran journalist to do with Truth Matters, and writer, lecturer. Basically, the Mayans, of course, had this calendar, and as I explained in the previous film, the 1 week to go film, that the date when it all changes is the 21st of December 2012. Now, I first heard about this when I watched Graham Hancock's video, Quest for the Lost Civilization, which came out sometime in the 1990s. I remember watching it, and because he wrote a book called Fingerprints of the Gods, which covers all this, which explains about this. Now, and I thought to myself, I remember hearing him, and there was this chilling music played, and he says, and that date will be the 21st of December 2012. I remember thinking to myself, well, that's all right, that's plenty of time in the future. Long time in the future, got plenty of time till then. And it was then, you see, it was a good 14 or 15 years in the future. But now it's here. That time is now. Time marches on inexorably. It may take a long time to get there, if that's not a kind of if that's not a kind of truism, not sort of but it does get there in the end. You know, it's funny that time takes a long time to get there. Strange thing to say, isn't it? You know. So a bit of a tautology, isn't it? But so what's going to happen today or tomorrow? Well, I don't know. I mean, all I know is I'm going to be with her staying when it happens. I'm going to get to Nottingham about 3 o'clock this afternoon, go straight to her place, and we're going to spend that day together, and all through Christmas. I'm going back the day after Boxing Day to Oxford to see the rest of my family. It's you see, there was something in the news about it this morning, talking about how a lot of people are heading for Mexico, and there's a lot of these doomsday people think it's the doomsday cults. I've sort of grown up around it, and sadly there's been a couple of suicides, which is pretty awful. And as I explained in the last film, and I explained in the radio show, you know, there's a lot of individuals spreading a lot of bullshit basically about the 21st of December 2012, and they're doom and gloom mongers. One of them I explained was Nancy Leader, who said every town should have a pond in the middle of it, puppy lake, for drowning their pets. And as I explained, they're not going to stop at their pets, they'll move on to their children and then themselves. Another was Patrick Gerald with his magnetic flux homopole reaction, which is going to tilt the Earth out of orbit. Again, utter crap. There's people going on about Nibiru. And there's this Spanish guy I saw on YouTube, I can't remember his name. He was going on about it as well, saying a galactic pulse is going to come from the centre of the galaxy, from the black hole, which is going to sort of like hit the Earth and roast it to shreds or something ridiculous like that. Oh, what bollocks. The biggest of these individuals, I mean, not in terms of their nonsensical things they say, but the fact that they've reached so many people, is probably Roland Emmerich. He made this film 2012, which was launched on Friday the 13th 2009. Oh, what an awful film it is. It's like all of Roland Emmerich's films, it is hyped beyond belief. The amount of advertising and marketing done for it is absolutely beyond anything you see in any other movie. So my camera's getting a bit wet, I'll have to just tuck it under here. And but like all Emmerich's films, like he's the guy who made Independence Day and Godzilla, films like that. And they, like all the films, they are very shallow. The acting's bad, the script is terrible, the plots are nonsensical, lots of cliches, lots of sort of pro-American jingoism, especially in Independence Day. I really think they are the most overrated films ever made. And he made this film 2012, which you can watch online for free. You put in 2012's full movie, you'll see it. But it's 2.5 hours out of your life. It's not the end of the world. Just don't watch it again afterwards. Oh, what a terrible thing it is. But when you talk about 2012 to people on this day, 21st of December 2012, the first thing they're going to say is, well, the first thing they're going to sort of come up with is, oh, that film. I saw it on that film. The Earth's crust is going to shift, and continents are going to fall into the sea, and giant ships are going to overturn, and we're all going to die. Well, that's utter that man, Roland Emmerich, has done more to popularise the idea of an end of the world scenario for 2012 than any other individual, more than Nancy Leader or Patrick Gerald, simply because Emmerich can reach more people. He has Sony Pictures behind him. They spent God knows how many billions on kitting out cinema staff with 2012 t-shirts. Isn't that crazy? View Cinemas had all their staff wearing 2012 t-shirts. They must have just written off, say, what's your size? We'll give you a t-shirt. How dare they? So, I think if you want to blame someone, blame him. Oddly enough, because according to Robbie Graham, of the Silver Screen Sources blog, a guy I met at the Exopolitics conference, Emmerich has never been involved with any official government agencies, unlike many other filmmakers. Oh, damn it. I should have worn my sort of like Wellingtons or something. My work boots, perhaps. I've got some gardening boots at home. Now there's got to watch for bikes on this road. I think we're all right. I'll go over here. Look at that. Floods. Oh, I should tell you actually the weather is appalling today. You can actually see the puddles. The forecast, I mean, I've watched the weather forecast. It's basically going to rain almost non-stop between now and Christmas Eve. We're not going to get a white Christmas this year. In fact, we'll be very lucky to escape a wet one. Absolutely, it's going to rain all day today. It's going to slight respite tomorrow, so we might get a bit of sort of like But it might ease off for our meditation tomorrow morning. But I'm going to get up and see the sunrise as well. I'll bring my camera with me so you can see it all as well. I haven't thought of a title yet for this film. Probably be the 2012 Experience, or Hapanwo's 2012 Experience, something like that. You know, something nice and catchy. So basically now, the Mayan calendar was created, as I said, a long time ago by a pre-Illuminati civilization. And as I explained in the radio show and in the last film about this, it's a pretty unique situation in our world, that the legacy of a pre-Illuminati culture is still around today and is influencing our world today. The Illuminati have done everything they can to prevent that from happening in every other way. I mean, they went to enormous lengths to destroy pre-Illuminati cultures, both wherever they went in the world over a period of thousands of years. It began things like the Roman Empire did it, but also the conquistadors many centuries later, about 500 years ago, you know, 1500 years after the Romans, they did the same thing in the Americas, exactly the same thing that the Romans did, almost as if they were both reading the same script, which of course they were. Now, the Mayans, you see, didn't believe in an end of the world. They believed the world was cyclical. They believed the universe was divine. It didn't have a purpose, you see. The Western Illuminati culture, Illuminati occupied and created culture, sees the universe as linear and purposive. Whether you believe in the Judeo-Christian vision of creation, the Garden of Eden at the beginning with the Book of Revelations at the end, or whether you believe in the scientific version, the Big Bang with the fizzle out at the end, the heat death, right? The effect is the same. The universe is linear, it sort of has it's linear and it's driving towards an appointed end. The Mayans didn't believe that. They saw the universe as something eternal, without a beginning, without an end, cyclical and divine. It had no purpose. It simply existed for the sake of itself, and humans just humans or human civilization and our role on this planet is just one small part of that. And they believe that the universe would never end and will never end. What happens is it goes through these cycles, and these cycles are, when one cycle ends, another simply begins, and that's what's happening today, tomorrow, wherever I am. I'm actually, because of what I've just done, I'm thinking of it as the day now. Odd that, isn't it? Oh, I'm nearly at the end of the park now, so I'm going to take a little break, and then later on I'm going to talk a little bit more about what 2012 is and what it means. This Mayan calendar thing. You know, are we going to experience the end of the world? Are we, is this, or is it simply a load of old balls? Do we need to be as alarmed as we think? That's the question. I don't think we do. I don't think there's anything to be scared of at all. In fact, the only thing I'm scared of is that nothing will change and things will just carry on as they are. You want some disaster, some cataclysm, we're in it now. Any change can only be for the better. Hospital Port's Pride and Dignity, stop the New World Order.